Well, you know what they say about the lucky number 7.
Now we come to our final quickfire round called Scenes We'd Like to See. This is for everyone, so if you can make your way over to the performance area, please. I'll call out ideas for scenarios we'd love to see, and the performers come in with their suggestions. OK, here we go. The first subject is questions that were rejected from this year's exams.
Using Darwin's theory of evolution, explain Boris Johnson.
Vladimir has 10,000 tanks, and you have 3. Why would you start a war?
Complete the following sequence. 16, 35, 24, 8, 9. Now open the safe, grab the stuff and get in the getaway car.
Describe Uranus without telling your parents. If everybody in Class A is called Tom, Thomas or Tommy, and every second boy in Class B is called Tim, Timothy or Timmy, what the fuck is going on?
Lines you wouldn't hear in a costume drama.
Mr. Darcy, I do believe you've poked me on Facebook.
So, King Henry, I'm your 5th wife. Hang on, divorced, beheaded, died, divorced, but... oh, shit.
Next, Pride and Extreme Prejudice, where Elizabeth is surprised to hear Mr. Darcy's views on queers and Jews.
You think wearing this bustle makes my arse look big?
My liege, your desire to marry again will split the church. Does it have to be a gay Nigerian?
Unlikely greetings cards.
Congratulations on conquering your drug and alcohol dependency. We're having a party to celebrate, but you can't come.
I know you're green, I've done my bit. This card is made of recycled shit.
Get well soon! P.S. I know it's terminal, but they didn't have a card for that.
You're moving! We've repossessed your house.
Things you didn't hear at the Olympics.
Next, the rhythmic gymnastics. You might want to start beating out your own rhythm at home. Next, over to Gabby Logan, who's going to tell us whether or not she's a transvestite. Nobody can touch this Russian gymnast, except their coach and their uncle.
Lines you wouldn't hear in a sci-fi film.
Vader, you look like a big black dildo. Captain, the ethereal sounds being made by this beautiful dying creature from another world is some funky shit.
Things you wouldn't hear on the radio.
And now it's the panel show where our panel try to stave off premature ejaculation. Yes, it's just a minute.
You're listening to Heart FM. The same 5 songs all day long.
6 a.m. Welcome to the breakfast show. Who's up at 6 a.m? My wife's leaving me. My dad didn't get up at 6 a.m. and he was a fucking minor.
Unlikely small ads.
Parents, worried about unruly teenagers ruining your house? You need my book, My House, My Rules, by Joseph Fritzl.
Anger management CDs for sale. Don't ring before noon.
Unlikely things to hear on Question Time.
I have a question for Boris Johnson. Do you know where you are?
Things you wouldn't hear in a travel documentary.
It's amazing to think that I'm the first white face these people have ever seen. And the last.
The squawk of parrots, parakeets and toucans has kept me awake all bloody night.
Prostitution is rife on the streets of Bangkok, so it really pays to shop around for a bargain.
Unlikely lines from a TV detective show.
Fingerprints? I like his music, but that's a bit much.
Miss Marple, we've got no evidence, no forensic stuff, nothing. We don't know what's going on. Don't worry, just pin it on the black guy.
So, all the suspects are linked. Thomas knows Mallinson, Mallinson knows the victim, and they all live in the flat. But what do I know? I'm only the window cleaner.
To be honest, Watson, I couldn't care. I'm coked off my tits.
Things you wouldn't hear from a weather forecaster.
It was raining cats and dogs last night.
I should know. I was throwing them off my roof.
Deleted lines from Star Trek.
Scotty, that's the most convincing your accent has ever been. This is the Federation of Gay Planets. Open your docking bay and prepare to be boarded. Who are these terrifying aliens? You can't call them that anymore, Captain. It's Uhuru and Sulu.
There's going to be some changes around here. They call me Captain Tatty Bojangles.
What's wrong, Captain Picard? What's wrong? I'm a serious Shakespearean actor, and I'm talking to the ambassador of the fucking worm people!
Unlikely things to hear on a survival show.
Using excrement, mud and twigs, they've made primitive bedding here at the Premier Travel Lodge.
I'm Bear Grylls, and this is my brother, Wolf Stir Fry.
Unlikely things to read on a packet.
Viagra are proud sponsors of Andy Murray, for people who can only ever achieve a semi.
Serving suggestion. On a plate, you thick moron.
Deleted lines from a fantasy film.
I am Aragorn, son of Arathorn, the heir to Isildur and part of the Fellowship of the Ring. Please leave a message after the tone.
Things you don't want to hear from your flatmate.
My last flat was just like Friends. Have you seen the one where Joey kills everybody?
A Mr. G had called. He says it's time.
Unlikely things to hear on a consumer programme.
Next, we speak to Barbara, who was devastated when she bought Daniel Bedingfield tickets that turned out to be genuine.
At first, the company seemed willing to compromise. Then we sent them a letter from Nicky Campbell, and they told us to fuck off.
Hi, I'm Nicky Campbell, and I've been ploughing through the usual 5 sacks of hate mail to find this letter complaining about washing powder. I'm Anne Robinson, and without plastic surgery, I'd look like E.T.'s balls.
Things a sports commentator would never say.
Oh, they've called in the video referee. Which is better, Alien or Predator?
Welcome to Robot Wars. Cruncher, ready. Stephen Hawkins, ready.
Unlikely lines from a thriller.
This is no ordinary pen bond. Turn it upside down, the woman's clothes drop off and you can see her tits.
Red or green, which do I cut? Come on, they're only peppers. How long is this salad going to take?
Bad things to say at a wedding.
When John went down on one knee, I wish I'd known that he was having a stroke.
I would like to apologise for the state of my clothes and the smell of sick only I spent last night in a skip. Anyway, dearly beloved, we are gathered here today.
Bad things to hear at the psychiatrist's.
Oh, yes, I can see why you fancy your mother. She's something of a fox.
Hypnosis could certainly help with your intimacy issues. While you were unconscious, I rested my nuts on your head.
Unlikely things to hear on a TV talent show.
2 crosses light up and the crowd cheers as Stavros Flatley are crucified in flames.
Things you wouldn't want to hear at work.
Oh, you've already given Michael his dosage.
Don't worry, this isn't the first operation I've done. Last time I got almost the whole way round before the buzzer went off. Whoops! This air traffic control thing's not as easy as it looks.
I've always wanted to work in a library! If only I could read!
Unlikely things to hear on a property programme.
This couple's grand design is to turn an abattoir into an old folks' home by changing the sign.
And obviously this will all be included in the deal. Oh my God, he's back early. Quick, out of garden!
Very spacious and with wonderful views, but this flat is in Dundee, so it might as well be built out of shit.
Rejected questions from this year's exams.
Katie Price is supposedly worth £8.5 million and has got a thriving TV career. Explain.
Hitler, Pol Pot, Genghis Khan. Shag, marry or kill.
Unlikely things to hear on a TV business show.
Our invention lets you know whether or not a girl fancies you. We call it beer.
This morning, I'm asking for £500,000. And with that, I will buy 500,000 lottery tickets.
Bad things to hear from a tour guide.
Of course, you have to respect local customs. On the right-hand side, you'll see a woman being burnt at the stake, and on the left, Dundee Town Hall.
Unlikely things to hear on a breakfast show.
You're listening to Six Music. Yes, you. Just you.
Hello! I'm doing a survey into the effects of replacing milk on your Weetabix with Red Bull!
Later, Vanessa Feltz will be joining me on the settee, and I'll be bouncing through the fucking ceiling.
Lines you wouldn't hear in a horror movie.
Get out of the water, quick! Is it a shark? It's Barrymore!
He's making a suit out of women's skin. Gok Wan has gone too far this time.
The child is vomiting, its head is rotating, and it seems to be possessed by the devil. However, Britain's social services have visited 20 times, and they think everything's okay.
Unlikely things to hear on a children's TV programme.
We have John Craven. If you want to see him again, press the red button.
Next up, Sharpie and Ryan take their audition failure very badly in Columbine High School Musical.
Things you wouldn't hear at a party conference.
Blackpool's nice, isn't it?
We're going to open this BNP conference with a prayer. So if you'd all like to turn towards Mecca.
Unlikely things to hear on CRIMEWATCH.
But before we see tonight's crime, let's meet the judges.
They say criminals always return to the scene of a crime, which is why we've probably got so many Australians over here.
Unlikely things to hear on a TV election debate.
The truth.
Unlikely things to hear at an awards ceremony.
Our next award is for Most Inaccurate Weather Forecast of the Year. Let's look at the 9,000 nominees. Now, Teacher of the Year. Quieten down. It's your own time you're wasting.
Things you wouldn't want to hear on a cruise.
If you look to your left, there's a man eating squid. After that, he's having chips.
Unlikely things to hear in a fitness video.
I'm Madonna. I'm a 50-year-old woman with the body of a 40-year-old man.
Unlikely lines to hear in a Hollywood blockbuster.
You want the truth? You can't handle the truth. Welcome to the Fox News Channel.
Warning, this film contains Jennifer Aniston. Look, I'm just an ex-Prime Minister standing before an Iraq inquiry, asking them to love him.
Unlikely things to read in a Valentine's Day card.
You're the perfect person for me. Pissed and gagging for it.
To my darling wife, roses are red, violets are blue. Valentine's Day is consumerist bullshit. Now, haven't you got some ironing to do?
Unlikely things to hear in a science programme.
Hello, I'm Dr. Gillian McKeith, and today I'll be sifting through your poop. Why? Because I was never hugged as a child.
I've been Richard Dawkins. Good night and God bless. Shit!
I did have here a pie chart to demonstrate obesity.
Tonight we'll be discussing molecular science. Our guests are Sir Patrick Moore, Robert Winston and Dappy off of N-Dubs.
Things you wouldn't hear at the Winter Olympics.
And here are the British ice dance pair, Heather Mills and John Sargent. And Britain comes away with 2 gold, 2 silver and a bronze. Well, that'll teach the Austrians a lesson for leaving their locker open.
And with conditions here reaching a bitter -20 degrees centigrade, the British hopeful from Newcastle has put on a second-string vest.
No one has more experience on the ice than him. What a wonderful games it's been so far for Pingu.
And the conditions are perfect here, aren't they, John? Yes, they are, Bob. I haven't seen this much white powder since that stag weekend at the hotel in Bangkok.
The ski jump will start as soon as the British skier takes his hand off the side and stops crying.
Unlikely things to hear on a TV charity show.
And remember, every pound you give leaves you a pound poorer.
We desperately need your money. We're Portsmouth Football Club.
And now the cast of a West End show, desperately plugging their dying musical.
Commercials that never aired.
Marmite. You either love it, or you hate it, or you think it's okay, but you'd rather have marmalade.
I used to drink Strongbow cider with my mate Dave, but he was killed by an arrow.
Things you don't want to hear in hospital.
So, just checking your notes here. You're Mrs. A. Oh, I'm sorry. You've got MRSA. We're going to put you to sleep now because you're old and it's the kindest thing to do.
How many fingers? That's right, 2. Fuck off.
Unlikely lines to read in the Bible.
And Samson said, Lord, why have you given me all my strength in my hair? And the Lord replied, because you're worth it.
And Moses arrived with the commandments. Got some bad news for Dave the ox lover.
Things you won't hear your sat-nav say.
Bear left, and over to the right, squirrel.
Hold on, I've got the map upside down.
Did you turn the gas off? Did you lock the door? Did you? Did you? I reckon we should go back. I reckon we should go back.
Unlikely things to hear at the World Cup.
That's right, Emmanuel Adebayor. I understand exactly what you just said.
England are playing fantastically. This is a splendid DVD of 1966.
Unlikely letters to television channels.
Dear Bravo, I don't quite know how to put this, but well done. Dear Hallmark, roses are red, violets are blue, your cards are shit and your channel is too.
Rejected questions from this year's exams.
If an oil well is spilling out oil at 50,000 barrels a day, how do you stop it? Really? How do you stop it?
Henry VIII loved the bitches. Discuss.
Things you won't hear in a gardening programme.
Not only that, somebody has been sneaking into the allotment and putting topsoil on the ground. The plot thickens.
Last week, you were complaining about rabbits being rampant in your garden and being a pest. But let me tell you, I've got a rampant rabbit, and when it's in my garden, it causes nothing but joy.
Well, I've been having terrible trouble with a mole. He keeps on passing confidential information to other gardeners.
Unlikely things to read in a political memoir.
Big Ben struck 12 and stopped. Thank God. My buttocks were on fire.
Deciding to go to war was one of the tensest games of eeny, meeny, miny, mo I have ever played.
Oh, when we got into Bosnia, the first thing we did was get the United Nations troops setting up trestle tables with plates of cheese straws and sausage rolls. But it turns out we were supposed to provide a buffer, not a buffet.
Thank you all very much for watching today. I hope you had a great time and enjoyed the video. Please let me know what you thought in the comments, and rest assured there is more Mock the Emblem to come, and the next video will be top 9 Church of Cerus units, so I hope you look forward to that. Please don't forget to drop this video a like and subscribe as well, and don't forget to follow me on Twitter, Discord and Mino, as well as Twitch where I live stream from Monday to Friday, as well as Patreon to help support this channel and get some additional benefits for doing so. And on that note, I want to say the biggest thank you to all my patrons who help support this channel through thick and thin, no matter what. I love you all so much, and without you, these videos I wouldn't be able to do them, and despite the fact we're still going through very difficult times, all of you being there for me, it just means so much to me, and I love you all so much. And I'd like to say a very big thank you to Wolf Fox, Degenerate Peach, Shadow Dragon, Lucina21, Levy94, K-Dog, Justin Konovich, Chaos Saberlie, Archire, Vinton Clark, Midnight Castle, Mackiefall, Jamie Redinger, Farrellin8392, Daniel Hodgson, Twisted Scarecrow, Aeon Valefor, and Luke Killian. Thank you all so much. I love you all so much from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, thank you, thank you once again. Anyway, that's it from me. I'll see you all next time.